Welcome back to the channel, where impossible dreams meet unforgettable moments, and where one decision can change a life forever. If you love emotional stories, jaw-dropping talent, and moments that give you goosebumps, make sure you stay until the end, because today's story is not just about a performance. It's about courage, destiny, and the one golden moment that shocked the world. The lights of America's Got Talent shine brighter than ever in 2024. The theater is packed, the judges are settled into their seats, and millions of viewers are watching from around the globe. Everyone knows this stage. This is where ordinary people walk in carrying extraordinary dreams. Some leave with applause, some leave with heartbreak, and a very rare few leave with their lives completely transformed. On this night, no one in the audience knows that they are about to witness one of the most emotional golden buzzer moments of the season. No one knows that Sofía Vergara herself will be so deeply moved that she will rise from her chair and make a decision that changes everything. Backstage, a young performer named Schumacher stands quietly. His hands tremble slightly, not from fear alone, but from the weight of the journey that brought him here. This moment didn't begin today. It began years ago in a place far from this stage, in a life filled with struggle, sacrifice, and relentless belief. Schumacher grew up in a world where dreams were considered luxuries, where talent was admired but rarely supported. As a child, he discovered his gift almost by accident. Whether it was his voice, his performance ability, or the unique way he expressed emotion, one thing was clear early on. When Schumacher performed, people stopped and listened. But talent alone does not guarantee opportunity. For years, Schumacher performed in small spaces, quiet rooms, and crowded streets. He faced rejection more times than he could count. Doors closed. Promises were broken. There were moments when giving up felt easier than continuing. Moments when the dream felt too big for someone like him. Yet something inside him refused to quit. Every night before sleep, Schumacher imagined a stage like this. Bright lights. A silent crowd waiting to hear his story. Judges who could change everything with a single decision. That dream became his fuel. Now, standing backstage at America's Got Talent, that dream feels terrifyingly real. The stage manager calls his name. This is it. Schumacher walks out into the spotlight, and the crowd responds with polite applause. Not wild yet. Not convinced yet. This is the moment where first impressions matter. Sofía Vergara watches closely, her expression curious. Simon Cowell leans forward slightly. Heidi Klum smiles encouragingly. Howie Mandel waits, hands folded, eyes sharp. The host asks Schumacher a few questions. His voice is calm but emotional. He speaks about his journey, about believing when no one else did, about standing on this stage not just for himself, but for everyone who was told they weren't enough. The audience grows quiet. Then comes the question that always carries weight. Why are you here? Schumacher takes a breath and answers honestly. He's here because this stage represents hope. Because this moment represents a chance to prove that dreams don't have expiration dates, backgrounds don't define limits, and passion can break through even the hardest walls. Sofía nods slowly. Something in his words resonates with her. The music begins. From the very first second of Schumacher's performance, the energy in the room changes. This is not just skill. This is emotion pouring out in raw, unfiltered waves. Every note, every movement, every expression feels intentional and deeply personal. The audience leans in. Sofía's smile fades into concentration. Her eyes don't leave the stage. As the performance builds, something remarkable happens. The room disappears. It's just Schumacher and his story. His pain, his hope, his resilience, all woven into this performance. It feels less like entertainment and more like confession. Some audience members wipe away tears. Heidi's eyes widen in surprise. Simon remains silent, watching closely, evaluating every detail. Halfway through the performance, the crowd begins to react. Applause breaks out between moments, something that rarely happens unless the emotion is undeniable. Schumacher feeds off that energy, giving more, pushing deeper, refusing to hold anything back. This is the kind of performance judges talk about years later. As the final moments approach, the tension becomes unbearable. Schumacher delivers his last note, his final movement, his closing expression, and then everything stops. Silence. For one long second, the entire theater holds its breath. Then the crowd explodes. The applause is thunderous. People rise to their feet. Cheers echo from every corner of the theater. Schumacher stands frozen, overwhelmed, trying to process what just happened. Sofía Vergara stands up. Her reaction is immediate and emotional. She claps fiercely, her face lit with admiration and disbelief. She looks at the other judges, then back at Schumacher, clearly moved in a way that goes beyond professional critique. When the applause finally settles, the judges begin to speak. Howie praises the authenticity. Heidi talks about the emotional connection and the way Schumacher commanded the stage. Simon, known for his honesty, offers words that suggest deep respect, acknowledging that what they just witnessed was something rare. Then it's Sophia's turn. She pauses. You can see it on her face. She's not just thinking as a judge. She's feeling as a human being. She speaks about courage, about how some performances don't just impress, they stay with you. She talks about how Schumacher made her forget the competition and feel the story. Her voice cracks slightly. She looks at Schumacher and says that moments like this are why she loves being on this show. The crowd senses something big is coming. Sofía stands up again. She walks toward the golden buzzer. Schumacher's eyes widen. His hands begin to shake. He doesn't dare believe it yet. Sofía turns back toward him. She smiles through emotion and tells him that some dreams deserve to be fast-tracked. That some talents don't need waiting. That some stories deserve to be heard on the biggest stage immediately. And then she presses the golden buzzer. Gold confetti explodes from above. The theater erupts. Schumacher drops to his knees, overwhelmed by emotion. Tears stream down his face as the reality crashes in. This isn't just approval. This is validation. This is recognition. This is a moment that changes everything. Sofía rushes to the stage and embraces him. The audience cheers louder than ever. The judges clap. The cameras capture every tear, every smile, every ounce of disbelief. This is what dreams look like when they come true. As gold rains down, Schumacher looks out into the crowd, searching for something, someone, maybe the younger version of himself who once dreamed of this moment in silence. And in this instant, he knows it was all worth it. The rejection, the struggle, the waiting, all of it led here. This golden buzzer moment is not just about talent. It's about resilience. It's about believing when the odds say no. It's about one person seeing something special and choosing to say yes. And as the confetti settles and the music swells, one thing becomes clear. America just witnessed the birth of a star. As the golden confetti slowly settles onto the stage, the noise in the theater refuses to fade. The crowd is still standing, clapping, cheering, shouting Schumacher's name as if they already know they are witnessing something historic. The music swells, the cameras zoom in, and Schumacher remains on his knees for a moment longer, hands covering his face, trying to breathe through the rush of emotions crashing over him all at once. Sofía Vergara keeps her arm around him, whispering words only he can hear. Words of encouragement, words of pride, words that feel unreal coming from someone he once only saw on a screen. When Schumacher finally stands up, his legs feel weak, but his heart feels stronger than it ever has before. The judges return to their seats, still smiling, still shaking their heads in disbelief. Simon leans toward his microphone and says something that instantly grabs attention. He says that moments like this are why the golden buzzer exists. Not for perfection, not for tricks, but for truth. The audience erupts again. Backstage, contestants who were waiting their turn watch the monitors in silence. Some clap, some smile, some wipe away tears. Every performer understands what just happened. A line has been crossed. The bar has been raised. As Schumacher walks off the stage, still covered in gold, the host greets him with a hug. The cameras follow him down the hallway, capturing his stunned expression, his quiet sobs, the way he keeps repeating the same words over and over. "I can't believe this. I can't believe this." Producers congratulate him. Crew members applaud. Strangers tell him how powerful his performance was. But Schumacher feels like he's floating. Like none of this is real yet. It feels like a dream he's afraid to wake up from. Behind the scenes, Sofía is still emotional. In her interview, she admits that she felt something deep the moment Schumacher started performing. She says she didn't think. She didn't analyze. She just felt. And sometimes, she explains, feeling is all that matters. Social media explodes almost instantly. Clips of the performance begin circulating online before the episode even finishes airing in some regions. Fans post reactions, recording themselves crying, replaying the golden buzzer moment again and again. Comments pour in from all over the world. People say they felt seen. People say they felt inspired. People say Schumacher's story gave them hope when they needed it most. Within hours, Schumacher's name is trending. Back home, people who knew him before this moment gather around their screens. Friends who watched him struggle. Family members who believed when belief was hard. They cheer. They cry. They scream when the golden buzzer goes off. For them, this is not just a TV moment. This is proof that perseverance matters. In the days that follow, Schumacher's life begins to change in subtle but powerful ways. Interviews are scheduled. Messages flood his inbox. Strangers reach out with stories of how his performance impacted them. He tries to respond to as many as he can, feeling a responsibility now that he never expected. But with the excitement comes pressure. The golden buzzer sends him straight to the live shows. There is no time to relax. No time to celebrate too long. Expectations are now sky high. People don't just want another good performance. They want magic again. Late at night, alone in his hotel room, Schumacher replays the moment in his mind. The lights. The applause. Sofía's voice. The gold falling from the ceiling. He asks himself the question every golden buzzer recipient eventually asks. Can I do it again? Self-doubt creeps in, quietly, patiently. It reminds him of every rejection, every closed door, every voice that once told him he wasn't enough. But this time, something is different. This time, he has proof. Proof that his voice matters. Proof that his story resonates. Rehearsals begin. The production team pushes him, not to change who he is, but to elevate it. They talk about song choices, staging, lighting, emotional pacing. Schumacher listens carefully, absorbing everything, but always returning to the same core idea. It has to be real. During one rehearsal, Schumacher struggles. The emotion overwhelms him. His voice cracks, not from lack of skill, but from memory. The room goes quiet. No one interrupts. They let him feel it. Because they understand that this vulnerability is not a weakness. It's the source of his power. Sofía checks in on him before the live shows. She reminds him that the golden buzzer wasn't about one perfect performance. It was about who he is. She tells him not to chase the moment, but to trust himself. Live show night arrives. The theater feels different now. Bigger. Louder. More intense. Schumacher stands backstage again, but this time, the nerves are sharper. Millions are watching live. The stakes are higher. One mistake could change everything. He takes a deep breath. When he steps onto the stage, the crowd cheers immediately. They recognize him. They remember the gold. That recognition sends a surge of energy through him. He nods, grounding himself, and begins. This performance is different. More controlled. More mature. Still emotional, but refined. Schumacher doesn't try to repeat the golden buzzer moment. He tells a new chapter of his story. Growth. Gratitude. Strength. The judges watch closely. When the performance ends, the applause is long and loud. Standing ovations ripple through the audience. The judges praise his evolution, his ability to carry the weight of expectations without losing authenticity. Online, reactions pour in again. Fans debate. Critics analyze. Supporters defend. Schumacher learns quickly that visibility comes with noise. Not everyone will understand. Not everyone will approve. But he keeps going. Week after week, Schumacher delivers performances that reflect different sides of his journey. Some are powerful. Some are quiet. Some are risky. And with each one, he becomes more confident, more grounded in who he is as an artist. There are tough moments too. Nights when the results feel uncertain. Moments when his name is called last, when his heart races as the screen flashes suspenseful graphics. Each time, he closes his eyes and reminds himself that he's already won something priceless. Belief. As the competition narrows, Schumacher becomes a symbol of the season. Not because he's perfect, but because he's real. Fans vote not just for talent, but for connection. For honesty. For the feeling his performances leave behind. One night, after a particularly emotional performance, Schumacher looks up at the judges' table and meets Sofia's eyes. She smiles and gives him a small nod. No words needed. That single gesture reminds him of where this journey shifted forever. No matter how the competition ends, that golden buzzer moment will live on. As the finale approaches, Schumacher reflects on how far he's come. From performing in obscurity to standing on one of the biggest stages in the world. From doubting himself to inspiring millions. From hoping someone would listen to knowing that people truly hear him. This is more than a competition now. It's a legacy in the making. And as the lights shine brighter and the final chapter draws closer, one truth remains undeniable. Sofía Vergara didn't just press a buzzer that night. She ignited a future.